A tourist in China captured on video what she claimed was a 50-foot-long silver monster breaching the water surface of a small lake long believed to be the home of a mysterious creature that has drawn comparisons to the Loch Ness Monster.
What if I told you that nestled between the sacred lines of the Bible are accounts of creatures so horrifying, they challenge the most spine-tingling monsters of modern horror? From massive giants that roamed the earth to a swarm of locusts having nightmarish appearance, the Bible has warned us about numerous terrifying creatures that whisper forgotten tales of apocalypse, dread, and unearthly power. But what's their purpose in a book meant to inspire and guide? Are they mere metaphors? Or do they carry a deeper, perhaps even prophetic warning for humanity? Join us as we venture deep into these chilling biblical tales to uncover the truth and explore these mysterious beings. Diving right into the heart of biblical enigma, the book of Revelation introduces us to not one, but two chilling beasts. The first beast emerges from the sea, described as a fearsome creature with 7 heads and 10 horns, each horn bearing a crown. This terrifying entity, believed to represent an antichrist power, is granted authority over all tribes, tongues, and nations for 42 months, a period often interpreted as symbolic rather than literal. Symbol of sheer power and blasphemy, its purpose is to start a war against God's holy people and to conquer them. But hold on to that thought, because the tale doesn't end there. Emerging from the earth comes the second beast, often termed as the false prophet. Bearing 2 horns like a lamb, yet speaking like a dragon, its primary role is to ensure that all of Earth's inhabitants worship the first beast. This deceiver, capable of performing great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven, compels everyone to receive a mark without which one cannot buy or sell. While the numbers 666 are notoriously associated with this mark, it's the underlying intent of God's defiance and a pledge of loyalty to the beast is what's truly alarming. Together, these beasts symbolize the ultimate test of faith and allegiance for all believers. Moving on from the apocalyptic beasts, we land in the historical realm of Nebuchadnezzar, the mighty Babylonian king who once dominated vast territories in the 6th century BCE. This unparalleled ruler, celebrated for his grandeur, soon met an unparalleled twist in his tale. Scripture recounts a humbling episode where Nebuchadnezzar, intoxicated by his own pride, defied God's power. As divine retribution, God struck him with a mystifying curse. The king, once seated high on his golden throne, was reduced to a beastly state. For 7 prolonged years, he lived among the wild, grazing on grass, his mind clouded, his royal identity forgotten. The heavens aimed not just to punish, but to teach. And once Nebuchadnezzar recognized the true source of all power, he was restored to his former glory, a transformed man in spirit. This striking tale underscores the age-old truth. Pride precedes a fall, but humility paves the way for redemption. The pages of ancient texts also whisper the names Sefer Kassadom and Aluka. These beings, while not openly labeled as vampires in the Bible, have uncanny resemblances to the bloodthirsty legends we're familiar with. Translated as leech in some texts, and originating from Hebrew legends, the Aluka is said to extract life force, latching onto its victims with an insatiable thirst. Comparable to modern vampire lore, this mysterious creature's habits of nocturnal hauntings and life draining only magnify its eerie nature. The Sefer Kassadom is equally shrouded in mystery, its tales passed down through hushed whispers, its characteristics chillingly echoing the vampire archetype. With shadowy figures that lurk in twilight and an appetite for life, these biblical entities remind us of the thin line between the sacred and the sinister. It's a fascinating intersection where age-old biblical stories and contemporary horror legends seemingly entwine, suggesting that our age-old fear of the undead might have roots deeper than we ever imagined. The New Testament itself presents mysterious moments, where the line between the living and otherworldly seems blurred. One such instance arises when Jesus walks on water. To his disciples from afar, he appeared ghostly. Their initial fear was noticeable as they exclaimed, "It's a ghost!" before being calmed by Jesus' familiar voice. This wasn't the only time such spiritual enigmas graced the pages of biblical history. King Saul, in a moment of despair and in need of guidance, turned to a witch at Endor to summon the spirit of the deceased prophet Samuel. The ghost of Samuel not only foretold the impending doom for Saul, but also solidified the idea that the spirit world was ever present and could intertwine with the living. These instances, both in the New and Old Testaments, showcase a rich collection of stories where divine interventions, ghostly entities, and man's interactions with them play a central role. The Bible, far from being just a religious book, is also filled with mysteries that challenge our understanding of the realms of the living and the departed. Depicted in the book of Job, the Leviathan is yet another gigantic sea monster. Its description is enough to send shivers down one's spine. This terrifying creature, with scales so closely knit that no air can pass between them, possesses a fierceness that is unmatched. But what truly sets it apart is its capability to spew fire from its mouth, turning night into day with its bright flames. Often considered a symbol of chaos and evil, this creature's might is used to demonstrate God's unparalleled power and dominion over all creation. Whenever mankind thought of challenging the Almighty or questioned his authority, the Leviathan served as a potent reminder. If humans couldn't take on such a creature, how could they possibly stand against the Creator himself? As we venture further into the biblical narrative, our focus shifts to a chilling trumpet's call. As the fifth trumpet of Revelation resounds, it results not in music but a terrifying spectacle, a swarm of locusts. But these aren't your ordinary locusts. Their appearance is straight out of a nightmarish vision, with faces resembling humans, hair like that of women, and teeth as sharp as lions. But what's their purpose? It's a divine source of torture. Unlike regular locusts that devastate crops, these creatures were commanded to harm only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. The clock on Earth's final days seemed to tick louder with their emergence. The biblical portrayal of these locusts serves as a vivid reminder of the impending apocalypse and the exacting nature of divine justice. For 5 harrowing months, their sting inflicted agony comparable to a scorpion's strike, driving people to seek death as an escape. Yet death wasn't granted to them. In this, the Bible depicts the magnitude of suffering reserved for those who stray from the path of righteousness. In this saga of mysterious beings, the Nephilim stand tall, both figuratively and literally. These terrifying giants have stirred debates and theories over centuries. While the book of Genesis briefly mentions them as the offspring of the sons of God and daughters of men, their origins remain shrouded in mystery. Are they fallen angels or hybrid beings? According to the book of Enoch, they are born of celestial entities, leading to much of the earth's corruption. If you thought that this journey couldn't get any more terrifying, then hold on to that thought. Another creature of immense strength and size, the behemoth, is mentioned in the book of Job. This beast possesses a tail swaying like a cedar and bones as robust as iron rods. What could this colossal creature be? Debates have raged for centuries. Some suggest it's similar to a hippopotamus, given its riverbound habitat. Others argue it mirrors a rhinoceros because of its unparalleled power. Though its true identity remains concealed in layers of time and interpretation, the behemoth stands as yet another beast the Bible warned us about. In our exploration of biblical tales, it becomes evident that our sacred scriptures are filled with more than just teachings and prophecies. They unveil a world rich with creatures and mysteries that challenge our very perception of the divine. Such beings, whether symbolic or factual, emphasize the complexity of God's creation and the vastness of the unknown. As we close this chapter, one must ponder, how much more remains hidden within the Scriptures, waiting for our eyes and hearts to decipher? In faith, as in these tales, there's always more than meets the eye.